Aghoris, the mystical Sadhus. Misunderstandings and Controversies. Let's explore in more detail the misunderstandings and controversies surrounding Aghoris. 1. Misunderstandings and misrepresentation. Unconventional practices. Aghoris' unconventional practices, such as meditating in cremation grounds, consuming taboo substances, and their ascetic lifestyle, have often led to misunderstanding and misrepresentation by those unfamiliar with their spiritual traditions. Cultural sensitivity. External observers, unfamiliar with the cultural and spiritual context of Aghori practices, may interpret their rituals through a lens of unfamiliarity, leading to misconceptions and misjudgments. 2. Media portrayal. Sensationalism. Media portrayals often emphasize the sensational aspects of Aghori practices, focusing on extreme behaviors rather than the underlying spiritual philosophy. Selective presentation. Certain documentaries or articles may selectively present the most eccentric practices without providing a comprehensive understanding of the diverse beliefs and practices within the Aghori community. 3. Variation within the Aghori community. Diversity of practices. While some Aghoris may engage in extreme practices, it's important to recognize that the community is not homogeneous. There is significant variation in beliefs and practices among Aghoris, and not all adhere to the same level of intensity. Individual differences. Aghoris, like any community, consist of individuals with varying interpretations of their spiritual path. Some may focus more on meditation and philosophical study, while others may emphasize rituals that appear more extreme to outsiders. 4. Cultural and religious bias. Cultural sensitivity, cultural biases, and lack of understanding about Hindu traditions can contribute to misinterpretations of Aghori practices. Sensationalism and exoticization may overshadow the genuine spiritual and philosophical aspects of their beliefs. Comparisons to Western norms. Aghori practices are often judged against Western cultural norms and values, leading to misconceptions. What may seem extreme or taboo in one cultural context may hold different spiritual significance within the Aghori tradition. 5. Lack of context. Historical and philosophical context. Aghori practices are deeply rooted in Hindu philosophy, including Tantra and non-dualism. Lack of awareness about the historical and philosophical context can contribute to misunderstandings. Symbolism overlooked. Symbolism in Aghori rituals, such as the use of skull bowls or cremation ground meditation, is often overlooked. These practices have profound spiritual and symbolic significance within their philosophical framework. 6. Controversial practices. Human flesh consumption. The controversial practice of some Aghoris consuming human flesh, though not universal, has garnered significant attention and contributed to negative perceptions. Ethical considerations. Public reactions to such practices often focus on ethical considerations, without delving into the symbolic and ritualistic aspects that may have a different interpretation within the Aghori tradition. 7. Impact on Aghori community. Stigmatization. Due to external misunderstandings and sensational portrayals, Aghoris may face stigmatization and discrimination, impacting their ability to practice their spiritual traditions freely. Isolation. Misunderstandings can lead to isolation and exclusion of Aghoris from mainstream society, hindering constructive dialogue and mutual understanding. In summary, Aghoris face misunderstandings and controversies stemming from sensationalism, cultural biases, and a lack of awareness about the diversity within their community. It is crucial to approach discussions about Aghoris with cultural sensitivity, recognizing the historical, philosophical, and individual variations within their spiritual practices. It's important to note that Aghoris are a diverse group, and individual practices may vary. While some Aghoris embrace extreme rituals, others focus more on meditation and spiritual practices without engaging in what may be considered sensational or controversial activities. Additionally, the mainstream Hindu community may view Aghoris with a mixture of curiosity, respect, and, at times, skepticism.